Why hello. Today's a big day. Now, Cole will be back very soon. We do live in separate states, so it's not always easy to shoot videos together. But today, I am going over some of the biggest showpieces in my collection. Now, don't think that this is some sort of flex. That's not what's going on. I said the same thing before whenever I covered all of the rarest vintage Barbies of all time. You can check out that video. And this video is a little bit different than that because rarity doesn't always mean value. Kind of like those Gorgeous Creatures dolls, I did that video. These are exceptionally rare, but if you do find them, they're not very expensive at all. But today, I am focusing on some of the biggest showpieces, some of the things that I really invested in for my collection. Some of the things that I'm just really proud to own. And you know, the main reason why a lot of these are so valuable is because they're in their original packaging. I know some of you guys are not inbox collectors. Some of you think that it's just silly to have toys that you keep inside the box forever. I'm sure I've talked about it before. I do love seeing early packaging on toys. I love the little timestamp you have. I love seeing what it looks like on store shelves way back in the day. It gives me a fun little rush. And I'm gonna show you close-ups of all this packaging so that you can get a good look at it too. Now, if I'm gonna talk about the most valuable dolls in my collection, obviously I have to mention Black Francie right here. The first African-American doll that the Barbie line ever had. This is a first edition one. You can tell by the auburn tone in her hair. Definitely one of the most valuable dolls that I own. One of my biggest treasures. God, I love this doll so much. I can't even tell you how excited I was when I picked up this doll. Oh my God, I shared it with everybody. I couldn't believe she was actually mine. And Jesus, how beautiful is she? Now, another piece that is among the most valuable that I have would be this number 3 here. The reason why this number 3 is especially valuable is because she just sort of has all of those traits. She has everything that I wanted in a number 3. You know, she has this ghostly, evenly pale skin tone, blue eyeshadows, she's brunette. She also has nipples. I don't mean to embarrass her. You know, I don't know if you know, number 1, 2, and 3 ponytails, some of them did have nipples. They're not like pink or anything. I feel like I shouldn't even mention that. I'm totally embarrassing her. Definitely one of the most valuable dolls I own. You know, she's got all original makeup, original hair setting. She has everything that I wanted in a number 3. One day I'll have a number 1. I hope it's a brunette as well. Whenever the skin tone really pales up, I just love the contrast with the hair. Someone on Instagram said that a number 3 looks a lot like Debbie Mazar. I can see that. She's beautiful. These are probably the most valuable pieces that I own, but the ones that I'm about to show you, they're coming up close. So I'm gonna bring them out right now, and let's take a good hard look at them. Here we go. Here's Barbie. Oh my God. This is a Marlowe flip Barbie. You know her from That Girl. That's where we get the name for the hairstyle from. This is a Tishan Stacy, who's just as beautiful. Oh my God. I love the packaging on these. I sort of imagine myself walking into a toy store in the late 60s and just pulling them off the shelf, paying $4, $5 for each of them. God knows that wasn't what I paid. Damn, are these not the coolest things you've ever seen in your life? You can see they both got their original bathing suits on. They both come with X stands. It's about as much as you could hide a Barbie stand as possible. They're pretty cool. I don't like to keep dolls on X stands. Now, they are more likely to fall over, and I don't like the extra pressure that it seems to put on their legs, but whatever. I think this was an eBay buy. This one I remember finding in an estate sale in a huge selection of vintage Barbies. It makes me really sad when I think about collectors that pass away and then their families have to just give up everything they have. They don't know what they're worth, and they don't have the know-it-all or the means to list them on eBay or whatever and sell them for fair prices. It's good for collectors if you stumble upon an estate sale, but it's sad for the person who died. You know, I like to think that maybe if I saw the end coming one day, if I knew it was coming, that I would try to give away all of my best stuff to collectors who really needed it, or, you know, sell it for a fair price at the very least so my family could have the money. That's a sad topic. Back to these dolls. You guys know I love mod dolls. I love dressing the mod dolls. I have so many different mod outfits. And, you know, obviously I have both of these dolls out of the box, which makes it a lot easier for me to keep them in the boxes like this. This just adds to the display. So I know that these will always stay pristine and perfect. And these are just some of my favorite pieces ever. But I've also got a couple more mod dolls in the box. Let me grab them. Oh my God. If you've watched my channel before, you know that Christie is absolutely my favorite doll on the planet. I can never decide whether it's the TNT Christie, like you see here, or Malibu Christie. Here's a Malibu Christie. My God, look at this caftan. Is she not so beautiful? I love that she has like the darker skin tone. Christie is the first African-American character in the Barbie lineup. You know, I was showing the Black Francie before, and I've said this in another video. I don't consider Black Francie to be the first black character that we had, because, I mean, that was just an African-American version of Francie. But Christie has her own face sculpt. This was the first African-American character that was meant to always be African-American, to stand alongside Barbie in the lineup, and she is just gorgeous. I mean, she has my favorite sculpt. I love the way that her skin tone plays off of all these beautiful colors and the mod outfits. She is such a beautiful doll. I love this one so much. Like, I can't even, oh my God. This is one of my favorite pieces of all time. I can't even tell you how much I love having this Christie in the box. And I mean, okay, here's Casey. Casey's amazing. Same size as Francie. As you guys know, she has the Twiggy sculpt. Got this happy little get to know you smile on her face in this shorter cropped cut. There was a brunette Casey as well. The brunette Caseys often will oxidize too, and you'll wind up with this really cool redhead looking Casey, which I have a couple of, and I love the way that she looks like that too. And same with Christie. Her hair will almost always oxidize, but this one has just barely changed color. And Casey did come with an earring in just one ear, and whoever had this before me made a little slit in the cellophane, and I guess got tweezers and removed the earring, thank God, before green ear set in. I'm sure you all know about green ear. It happens to all of those 60s dolls that had metal earrings stuck in there. The oxidization will just start by turning the lobe green, will slowly affect the whole ear, then the whole side of the head. It is a nightmare. So luckily that was taken care of, and she looks absolutely amazing. Casey is just one of those dolls she's just so friendly, she's so spunky, she's scrappy. I love putting her in all those different mod outfits. I love both of these so much. Christie so far would be the favorite that I've shown, and I got it at a pretty sweet price. Like, I was going to look up these dolls on eBay and list them like I did in the rarest vintage Barbies of all time video, but when I started looking for them, I couldn't really find many at all in the box. Maybe if you go to an estate sale, you can find something. I still think about this estate sale I went to, not even where I found that Barbie. There was another one that just had endless amounts of in the box mod outfits and early 60s outfits, and they were selling them for like 50 bucks each. There was a group of people lining in to get a hold of those, and I just had to like put my arms out and go, everybody stop, this will get dirty. So everybody just fucking take it easy. We'll decide what each of us wants as we move forward. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a flashback just thinking about that. Let's move on to a couple of the boys from this time period. I've got two of them, and they both talk. I'll bring them out right now. Have you seen two more studly fellas in your whole entire life? If you guys have seen the video where I cover all of the 70s outfits, I really go on about how much I love the new Ken. You know, the first Ken was very much kind of like a little boy, and he was, I don't know, kind of scrawnier, kind of, I don't know, built more like me maybe. But this one is just so hunky, and he's so handsome. And not only that, his wardrobe just became so absolutely collectible on its own. And look at him here, he is a talker. He has this cool little outfit on. Again, an X stand in here. I think that they are both the two hunkiest ones ever. This is Christie's boyfriend. This is the first African-American male doll that Mattel produced. He looks so good in just about anything you put him in. I actually have a Brad outside of the box here in this same original outfit. Let's see if we can get him to talk.
My name's Brad. What's yours? Christie is the greatest.
I agree. This is definitely my favorite of the male dolls. Say something different.
Come on, let's go to the movies.
Let's go to the movies. I'm about to go to the movies myself. He is so cool. All right, I got another one from around the same period. This one's a female. Let me bring her out right now. Ah, Julia. Ah, Julia. Now this one is missing the cellophane, but it just means that I can touch her now. Oh, God. The Christie sculpt, as you can see, I've definitely mentioned Julia in at least one other video. Damn, she is just so beautiful. This was based on Diane Carroll from the show Julia. She didn't get her own sculpt, but when you have Christie's sculpt, does it even matter? I mean, you're getting the most beautiful thing that's ever existed anyway. And she looks so great in this two-piece nurse outfit. There's another version where she's wearing a one-piece nurse outfit. And I have a bunch of Julias, you know, some of them are talkers. I will say when it comes to the female dolls, if you're going to collect them, go for the TNTs before the talkers, because the talkers, they are very prone to having their legs detached from their bodies, and you could wind up spending a ton of money and one of the legs will just come off. And I think it's better to just get the TNT instead of the talker. And a lot of the time the voice will stop working too on the talkers. They're so delicate. Whenever I pick up a talker, it's just like I treat it more delicate than I would anything ever, and redressing them is completely nerve-wracking. I don't suggest buying the mod talkers, and even some of those quick curl dolls from the early 70s. The same issue will happen with their legs, and that's a problem. I'm telling you, if you're anything like me, it's traumatizing if a leg falls off of a doll that you've spent a lot of money on. So I would suggest go with the TNT. And my God, Diane Carroll is no longer with us, but she's living on just so beautifully in these dolls. I mean, I guess she had the TV show too, so where you can actually see Diane Carroll, but whatever, you know. God, I love this doll. Okay, I want to jump ahead a couple of decades. You know, I've talked about this doll a lot as a doll that I wanted desperately as a child and I could just never touch. And subsequently, it is the most popular Barbie that has ever existed. If you're a Barbie collector, a big Barbie fan, you know all about this doll. Totally Hair Barbie. Now, if you can find an African-American Totally Hair Barbie in a mint condition box, that is about the same price point as a Julia in the box a lot of the time. Maybe a little less. Okay, maybe I'm going a little crazy there. Maybe a little less, but she's very valuable. This is definitely the hardest to find Totally Hair Barbie, and oh my God. Now, her outfit's color is different. The prominent shade on this one is blue. I really love this one. I'm never taking her out of the box. I love that she is just so pristine. This version of Totally Hair Barbie in the box, I think is the greatest one. I mean, yes, I do have a softer spot for the African American dolls. I love when they get more love and more attention. You cannot deny the beauty here. Same sculpt, everything else is pretty much the same, but she's just a little more rare. This would definitely be my favorite version of Totally Hair Barbie. You know, I've got Totally Hair Skipper and Courtney. Does anyone really want the brunette one? I don't know. What's that about? I did want to show a 90s Barbie as well, and it might as well be just the magnum opus of Barbies here too. Great piece. I love having her. Now to wrap things up, are you an inbox collector? I think maybe this is sort of a tired subject amongst a lot of collectors. You know, some people hate the idea of keeping stuff in the box, something that you never get to touch, and what's the point? You're not even playing with your dolls. But as we've established, you can have your cake and eat it too. You know, you can have ones in the box so you can look at that amazing packaging, and also have ones out of the box for you to dress and brush the hair and do whatever the hell you want to do with them. And as I've said, keeping them in the box does add a lot of value. You know, like you can have a Malibu Barbie for $40 to $100, somewhere in there, depending on her condition. But if you have one in the box, you're looking at $250 to $400, something like that, depending on the condition of the box. And I think something like this looks really good on display right next to something like this. Maybe dressed up differently, however you want to do it. I do love having especially older pieces in the box. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you had fun taking a good hard look at these valuable pieces in my collection. Let me know which ones you guys have. That was a bit of a rush, I gotta say. I haven't taken them down off the shelf in a while and looked at them up close, and they feel really good in my hands. Anyone who donates to my channel will automatically be included in my monthly giveaways, which I host over on Instagram, so make sure you follow me over there. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, Cole will be back soon for more content. Until next time, bye.